It may be the start of a new season for Louisville, but it seems like the team is still dealing with a lot of the same old problems from last year. The win last night over Purdue, certainly not as impressive as many had hoped. Tom Lane and Eric Crawford explain what needs to improve going forward. Got to make those improvements. Now, as mentioned, Louisville back to it Saturday against UNC. We still don't know if they'll have Jair Alexander on the field, but at the very least, he tweeted today he's, quote, definitely okay. Cards cornerback appeared to badly injure his right leg on this play in the second quarter of last night's game with Purdue. The junior left the game and did not return. Now, we still don't know the exact extent of the injury, but I spoke with his father a bit today, who said it doesn't appear to be that serious, and right now the injury is a day-to-day thing. We should get an official update from Bobby Petrino when he talks to the media tomorrow. More football now. Western Kentucky got the Mike Sanford era off to a 1-0 start. The team beat Eastern Kentucky yesterday in a game that probably was a little closer than expected. Toppers were favored to win by 51 points, but they only beat the Colonels of the FCS by 2 touchdowns. The Eastern offense actually did a number on the Toppers secondary for 320 yards. That's something Sanford says cannot happen again.
Defensively, we got to...
Yeah, and they got to do that. Toppers visit Illinois Saturday. Eastern Kentucky plays at Kentucky in UK's home opener. Speaking of Kentucky now, Big Blue Nation today came out in full force to help John Calipari raise money for victims of Hurricane Harvey. Coach Cal hosted a telethon today in Lexington called Teaming Up for Texas. Safe to say the show was a success. They raised $1 million, with all proceeds going to benefit American Red Cross relief efforts in Texas. Cal secured donations from a number of former players, including Karl Anthony Towns, John Wall, and De'Aaron Fox. Well, straight ahead, the Louisville Bats stood no chance of making the playoffs, but they were playing for something in the final week of the regular season. I'll tell you what that was coming up next. There's plenty of competition, but Justin Thomas continues to make a case to be the PGA Tour Player of the Year. Sanex Credit Ready has 4 wins under his belt this season, including the PGA Championship. Now he's in position to take yet another tournament. Thomas making his move at the Dell Technologies Championship at TPC Boston. He was 5 shots out after 2 days. He was on fire in round 3. Start on 12, Thomas for birdie and a share of the lead. It's in. That was his 6th birdie of the day, but he wasn't done on 14. How about another birdie? How about, oh yeah, that was 7. And then one more on 17, another long one, but distance be darned. Thomas, another birdie. An 8 under round 63. He posted 12 threes today, which happens to be a FedEx Cup Tour record. He's also tied for the lead at 12 under going into tomorrow's final round.
I finally hit it well.
An overall great day for Thomas. He finished just 1 shot off the course record. 29 games under 500. Now, one would think with that record, the Louisville Bats weren't playing for much in their final 3 games of the year. But that was not the case. As it turned out, Louisville in a heated showdown with Syracuse to determine who was the worst of the worst in the IL. They were tied going into Sunday with Louisville visiting Columbus. Bats playing 2 thanks to a rainout yesterday. First game, the Bats got out to an early lead, and they would not look back. Brandon Dixon hitting his 16th homer of the season in the 4th. Louisville would go on to win Game 1 by the final of 7-1. Now, sometime in Game 2, we're getting serious here, the team got word that Syracuse's game with Buffalo was canceled and would not be made up. This was big because now Louisville had a chance to clinch. This is important. The league's 2nd worst record. The tension was real. Back to Columbus for Game 2. The Bats, as it turned out, were not messing around. Top 3, they load the bases for Adam Walker, and that man does the rest. It's deep to center. Wasn't gone, but all the runners on base were. All 3 come home. Louisville up 3-0. Starter Amir Garrett would do the rest of the work. He went the whole 7, allowed only 1 hit, struck out 10. And yes, take that bow. The Bats do it. They win 5-0. Let the celebration begin because Louisville ensures it will not have the league's worst record. You said I couldn't make that highlight interesting. I said challenge accepted. And that's Sports Tonight. Remember, we'll hear from both Bobby Petrino and Mark Stoops tomorrow.